Hey guys, thank you all for once again joining in. I firstly welcome you all to Amazon Labs. In today's session, we are going to learn a lot about your net profitability. I generally refer to this term to, oxygen. Why? Because if you're running your business at a very thin profit margin, it means that you're under suffocation. You don't have enough oxygen to survive. What if you have a product with a healthy profit margin, healthy ROI? It means you have abundance, you have enough oxygen, to do really well, to sustain for a longer period of time, or to scale your business much more healthily without getting into that pursuit of continuously infusing your capital, right? So let's understand this subject today. Now, we all know that there are multiple components when it comes to selling on Amazon. Especially, you need to know at what price you want to sell this product. Let's assume you want to sell a product, it could be anything. These numbers are very indicative. Let's assume you want to sell a product. Now, before launching your product, or in fact, before ordering a sample for your product, you should have some visibility on your net profitability, right? Now, as a part of your product research process, your last step is what? Before your patent checks and all, you also need to see whether, okay, you've got a very good idea, you see good potential to differentiate and then add value in the market. That's fine, but your goal is also to make money. So you need to know whether there is scope for you to make money in that particular niche, right? So the point here is, you need to be very much aware of your profit margins well before ordering or placing an order for sample. Now, there are various aspects in terms of costing. One, you need to know what is your sale price, and you should know what is your manufacturing cost. You also need to estimate your shipping cost, which may not be precise if you have not yet ordered your samples, but still you can get a referral figure. And then your referral fee, your FBA fee, your storage fee, these data you get precise numbers from Amazon itself. So that shouldn't be a big problem for you to get this data. And then comes your investment part. What is your expectation in terms of investment? How much are you going to invest per unit? And then what is your gross profit, and what is your gross margin, and what is your ROI? So you need to be aware of each and every line item that I just spoke about, right? Now, shipping cost, this is your first checkpoint. Once you start receiving responses from your suppliers in terms of pricing, what you need to actually do is, you need to seek their inputs. You need to check for carton box dimensions, carton box weight. You need to ask how many units will fit into one carton. Use all those details and use platforms like fritos.com to guesstimate what could be your potential shipping cost. Of course, this number may not be precise, there could be a little bit of variance, but that's absolutely fine. So you got to know what is your manufacturing cost from your supplier. And in fact, if you were to search for a particular product on Alibaba, don't reach out to one or two suppliers. Reach out to 50s, 100s, 150s or 200s of suppliers, because your goal is to get a good product at a compelling price. And you also need to understand that money is not made when you sell, money is made when you buy a product. So don't compromise upon your manufacturing costs. Reach out to as many suppliers as possible, get quotations, and then seek their inputs in terms of carton box dimensions, weight, and port of origin, all that stuff. Plug in those details on fritos.com and get that estimated shipping cost. And then you anyways have your competitors ASIN. You can just go to Amazon profitability calculator, or you can also use Helium 10 profitability calculator. You just plug in your competitors ASIN and then just just extract the data. See what is that they're paying in terms of referral, what is that they're paying in terms of FBA storage, how much are they paying in terms of you know so you need to be very much aware of all these parameters well before placing an order for sample. You need to know net how much are you paying to Amazon on each and every sale, right? So you're clear on your manufacturing cost, you're clear on your shipping cost. Now you're also clear on your FBA fee. So these are the three most important parameters. Now, generally, a sum of manufacturing and shipping costs, when you merge these two, that is also called as your landing cost, right? But at this point in time, you should know, don't just go with landing costs, you need to know about each and every component. Then comes your investment. Now you know how much are you investing for each and every product. In this case, I'm spending $6 to manufacture the product, and then $6 to ship the product. So technically a sum of 6 plus 6, which is 12. This is my landing cost, right? I'm investing $12 per unit. And then how much profit am I making? Now just so I'm planning to sell at 29.99. Let's assume I'm looking at column B. I'm planning to sell it around $30, and if I exclude my manufacturing cost, shipping cost, Amazon fee, I'll be left with my gross profit. Now listen, this is your gross profit. This is the money that you're going to make before spending anything on your PPC, or before paying anything to your warehouses, or before paying your software bills, or before paying to Amazon itself. So you need to be very clear not only on your profit number, but also what percentage is it. See guys, if you are planning to run your business at a very thin profit margin, I would say there is no point running a business. Now if your goal is to make 10% profit margin, right, why are you running the business at the first place? There is no point. In this case, in this example, you see, if you look at this figure, October to December, at 8.97% net margin, or sorry, gross margin, I'm making a return on investment of 22%. Does it make any sense? 8.97, let's assume if there are some returns, let's say there are like 2 or 3% return, and then I also need to spend on my PPC, right? If you consider all those costs, it doesn't make any sense. If you're running the show with 7% or 10% profit margin, you need to rework, or you need to pivot. If you're a manufacturer and if you're trying to get your goods online and sell online, that's understood, right? You may not be able to differentiate yourself much, and you may be playing the game on pricing. That's absolutely fine. But when it comes to private label sellers like you and I, we should not aim to sell a product or target to sell a product at 10% or 8% profit margin, right? That is not at all, a scalable business model. And in fact, you'll also be stressed by your investors, right? Because how would investors think if I were to put this money in another opportunity, and then they would just compare and just it will not work out. So what you need to do is, what I would say is, first find a good product opportunity, get into a right niche, see if there is a scope for you to differentiate, and then work on your margins, see how much are you going to make. Now when it comes to calculating your margins, create four options, or four or three or four price points. Now the largest price point is the one which your top competitor is selling at. Now your top competitor could be having so many reviews, right? But when you first launch, you would not be launching at this price. You would be launching maybe at 24.99, where your profit margin is like 8 to 10%. But that is not the goal. You are launching at this price point because you want to gain some competitive advantage, and you also want to gain some sales velocity, so that you want to invest to gain or to gather data from Amazon to see which keywords are doing well, which keywords have got a higher CTR and higher CVR, and then rank for those keywords. So that's your primary goal of launching at a low price. And then once you start working your way up, you need to aim towards reaching up to 49.99. In this example, over a period of time, when I launch, I could start at 24.99, but as I rank, I will gradually bump up my prices to 29.99, 39.99, and then 49.99, right? So this should be my target price. At my target price, in this example, you see we are making a profit margin of about 50%, almost 50%, right? So which is really nice. And I'm telling you, if you were to sell on Amazon, it is very much possible for you to hit a profit margins of greater than 25%, and that is only possible when your gross margins are anywhere around or greater than 35%. So if you are selecting products, it's very important for you to make sure that there is a potential, in terms of gross margins, your numbers should be around 35 to 50%. right? You have seen a very good opportunity, and then everything is great. If your margins are not working out, there is no point going forward. And in fact, if you're selling in marketplaces like India, right, and if you don't see much of profitability and all, don't stop yourself, go ahead and launch in USA, right? And no one is stopping you. And in terms of costing, it will cost you the same, right? At the end of the day, what really matters is how much money are you making, right? So that is how you need to think. This is how you need to get framed. If you're already selling a product with a lesser amount of, and you're running the show with a very thin profit margins, and if you are not pivoting, it will be really difficult. If you are trying to do the same mistake over and again, you may launch another product, there also you will have very thin profit margin. You launch another product, I mean that cycle will continue. So you always need to pivot. Do you have a product? Good. Are your margins healthy? Which is excellent. You just rinse and repeat the process. Now you have a product and your margins are poor, then you need to pivot, man. You need to pivot. Now I'll also speak about one more interesting aspect. It is very important for you to pick products, or for any of us to pick products which have got a return on investment of greater than 150%, or anything more than 150 or 200%. That will if you really were to, or want to bootstrap your business, you don't want to run around investors, or you don't want to approach banks for loans and stuff. If that is your goal, which is what we need to aspire for, we need to pick products with healthier profit margin. In this case, you see, in this example column C, I've invested $12, and then I'm making a profit of 2.69 or $3. If I were to buy another unit, I do not have enough money, because with whatever amount I received, so I'm just getting how much my investment back, $12, and then $2.69. I can just buy one more unit. I cannot buy two units, right? Now in this case, at 29.99 price point, I'm getting my investment back, which is $12, and I'm also making $6.94, right? And if I were to buy another unit, or if I really want to reinvest in my business, I can just buy only one product, because I just have $6.94. I'm short, right? So that's the challenge. But at a price point of 39.99, you see, I'm getting my investment back, which is $12, and I'm also making a profit of $15. So what it means is I can buy two units now. I got back my investment, so I'm buying one product, and with the profit that I received, I'm buying two units. Not only that, I have some more extra money left, right? I still have $3 more left. So this is how you need to think. And you see here, return on investment is like some 130%, or around 130 136%. So that's the beauty here. So do not sell products which have got net profit margins of under 25%. And for you to achieve that, you need to pick products where, in terms of your projections, in terms of gross margin, that should be greater than 35 to anything greater than 35 to 40%, right? And it is very much possible to get there. Now in case if you are already having products where your margins are very thin, you're always under this cash crunch, primarily because your margins are very low, then what you need to do is get your stock out, right? Just sell through your stock. Once you're done with that, invest in products where there is much better potential. No one is stopping you. And in fact, this is something called as your product blueprint, which you need to. So product launch doesn't end with you getting a product onto Amazon. It's a continuous process. You need to see how things are changing on Amazon, right? And at today you could have a 50% margin, but after 6 months, is the market the same? Are you able to maintain healthy profit margin? If not, you need to pivot again, right? So pivoting or continuous improvement, all this stuff, these aspects, they're like an ongoing activity. There is never an end to that process. But at this point in time, from this video, I want you guys to take away this point. Do not sell products which have got a net profit margins of under 20 or 25%. Doesn't make any sense. Now for you to do that, pick products which have got In terms of your projection, in terms of your gross margins, it should be always greater than 35 to anything between 35 to 50%. That should be your goal, right? I hope this video is informative. If that's the case, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, as many people as possible, and that's it. So thank you all for joining in and appreciate your time. uh, Thank you for your time and have a great day. Goodbye.